Bienvenue à ce soir à Icewind Dale. Cette campagne se présente en anglais par après. On va commencer tout de suite. When we last left our adventurers, everyone ran away from the giant fire Bhalmir made. Soon after lighting spider webs on fire, he soon discovered they're incredibly flammable. Fortunately, they escaped in a pocket dimension created by the magic rope spell.
It's rope trick, I guess.
Rope
if I
trick.
remember. Yeah,
Right.
rope trip.
Right. And we have a new player with us, Mathieu, who is going to be playing a Gildor Quickhand. Gildor is actually from the Feywilds, and he was traveling to Faerun. While traveling to Faerun, he has come into this, what he has known to be this portal that would bring him to Faerun. However, what he didn't know was how long it would actually take. He thought he was being transported. Gildor, you have spent the last 3 weeks in this extra dimensional space that looks like a sauna. You have 2 rows of stone like seating, and every day in the center there is a soggy sandwich that appears right in the middle.
Here.
And you have just assumed that this space was transporting you to Faerun. Well, you were just like, well, I guess I have to wait. And suddenly, in the middle of the room, a portal opens and a rope appears right in the middle. And a group of adventurers just wander in.
The first one, of course, is our good friend
Ranjit.
Ranjit. Yeah.
Yep. And Ranjit doesn't notice you at first. He's just too concentrated at running away from the flames. And he goes and hides in the corner. You also hear him go like, yes, my sandwich. And he starts eating the moist sandwich.
Oh, I hate this word.
Moist sandwich.
That moist sandwich doesn't fit in a sentence.
Moist and delicious.
No.
Eventually, everyone finds themselves in this interdimensional space. Car, you are still paralyzed from last time.
Right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I will allow you to speak like Sean Connery from the side of your mouth in small sentences. Very small, strenuous sentences.
Okay.
So before you are these adventurers, and these adventurers, you now see this unknown elf in front of you. What do you do?
Ah non, Mathieu est là, fait que je vais le regarder là.
Turaslij was probably, I think he was the last one in, and he just kind of plopped down on the floor with a huge sigh, and kind of lifts his head, goes, "Who are you?"
Hey, me? Oh, hi. I'm Gildor Quickhand, and are you there for the transportation? Yes, to Faerun? I'm just waiting here. You know, there's no mistake. Just little fuzzy transportation. A place to another. Oh, look, you can even add a saggy sandwich on the floor if you want. Like the one just appeared.
Ranji,
And you are?
There's at least like 10 sandwiches on the floor. If you haven't been eating them, there's like 3 weeks worth of sandwiches just constantly there.
Well, the taste is not that bad after 2 weeks.
I
Ranji,
roll over.
Ranji, you got someone in your hut? Who is that?
I don't know. This is the first time, just like you. Gildor Quickhand, you say. I don't remember ever transporting people with this spell before.
Well, wait for a second, lad. I'm sure I have some, well, tastier food for you.
And he's just like rustling in his bag and getting you some dried meat and some water.
And he said, I'm sure this will be a lot better. So,
Thank you.
you say you're traveling.
Yes. Traveling from the Feywild to Faerun. That's what I was told about.
Well, don't get your hopes up, because if you look down the hole, you're gonna see some fire, and that's Faerun on fire.
Oh my god, it's getting hot in here! Close it! And as you say that, the flames are getting so wild outside that fire actually is now coming out of the hole.
I guess we got a fire pit now.
I grab one of the sandwiches and put it and kind of roast it on the side of the flames.
You see it's getting toasted, and the moistness is slowly leaving.
Now
until
it'll be
the bread is getting
You see,
crispy. Oh, the fire! It's ruining my sandwich!
Why are they moist? Who hates moist sandwich?
It's the most optimal way to eat your bread!
This is horrible.
Yes, so Ranjit goes just to the side, and there's this like big lever, and he just pulls it down, and the hole just kind of closes.
How much time
There's a
can we
lever.
stay in here?
Well, only about an hour.
And then we fall.
And then we fall into the fire.
Assuming the fire is still there. Maybe you burnt all the forests after an hour. I'm not too good with fire and how fast it spreads.
Forests burn for long.
Yes. I thought I would have told you that. Well, maybe...
You're the
Miss-
expert here.
Well, yes, I
You're
know,
the
but...
forester.
Well, wait a minute. What do I have written about forest fires in my survival book of little foresters? Can I roll for history?
Nature.
Nature, yeah, nature would be,
Nature.
would be
Nature.
better. Nature coming up. Can I have? Yeah, I already have that. Okay, so I have a critical fail.
Okay, so
Sounds like a paper cut to me.
Yeah.
you don't
Damn
know
paper.
exactly how long a forest fire can last. But you assume that it could go past for an hour.
Okay.
And you assume that you have lit the forest on fire.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Well, boys, I think we're a little in a bit of a pickle, because the forest, well, it's gonna continue to burn for a while, and well,
He's looking at Ranjit.
A bit more longer than an hour, mate.
Oh, this is not good. Oh, I'm really stressed. Give me a moment. And Ranjit goes to the side and picks up a bucket of water and pours it onto a steaming unit in the back. And the whole room is now a bathhouse.
What is this? The hot tub time machine?
Yeah. So everything is now steaming. It is a comfortable 45, 55 degrees. And Ranjit starts taking off his clothes and puts on like a bathrobe. Just like a towel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much better. Oh, this whole stress of mortal peril is not good for my complexion. He starts like rubbing his forehead.
And Turaslij stands up, takes a deep breath. Can I stand up at 6'5"?
Yes.
Yes,
There's enough room for I believe like 8 individuals in this.
Yeah, but in height.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you describe the hut again while he's rising? Because I don't remember how it looks.
Yeah, so there's 2 stone benches that go the length, and you have enough room for about 8 people if they were all sitting there.
Okay.
And it's not much wider than that. You have the lever that's on one side, and you have the mechanisms that make it into like this steam house.
Is it like made
Like
of
a sauna.
wood or what is it made?
No, it's the walls are completely pitch black.
Oh, okay.
Other than the
so it's
stone.
like a it's like when you're in a science fiction series and you're in someone's head.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, because it's an extra dimensional space, so it's like hard to comprehend what's actually there.
Okay.
So it's not there. There's nothing is there, but it's a wall.
So a 3-dimensional wall of nothing.
Exactly.
Okay. So, well, let's go back to Turaslij's rising.
Yeah,
And-
I'm getting up, and with the added humidity, I breathe in full lungs, going like, "This feels much better. This is air."
And Ranjit is nodding to you. Like, yes.
And Mr. Ranjit, Mr. Ranjit, I think. Do you have more of those bucket of water?
Why, yes. There's one right there. And he points to the corner of the room, and there's 3 buckets.
Okay. And
2 of them are full of water. One is not.
how do you fill your bucket with water? Where's the water?
And you just see Renji going like, well, like this. And he casts a cantrip and he creates water. And now there's water in the 3rd bucket.
I'm hearing you talking about the fire. Can you just put those bucket of water and stop the fire?
I don't know if I can produce enough water to stop a forest fire. It's really going at it out there. I suppose we could open it and pitch a bucket, and then I fill them, and then we close it again, and then we open it again, and then pitch the bucket. But I don't know if that's gonna work. I think it'd be better if we all just rest it and think it over clearly.
For an hour.
Yes.
And then fall into the flames. God, Ranjit!
Oh. Can I save against my paralysis? Remember.
Yes. Assuming someone's helping you. Because the poison I rolled lasts for a couple days.
Oh. Shit. All right.
And you said there were benches over there, like
Stone benches, yeah.
stone benches, like to sit or a bench. Yeah. Okay. So
Bhalmir's gonna sit on one of the benches, all shaky, and he's gonna grab a blanket. I speak, God damn, Renji, what can I do? I can do the same. I can do the same. Renji, do you think I could build another dimensional space in your dimensional space right now?
Oh, no. TPK right here.
Pimp my ride. Post exhibit.
Let me roll on random cheats. I guess Arcana. Arcana would be the best
Yeah,
one.
because I don't even know if it's possible.
Okay. Ranjit informs you that to do so would be certain doom.
Oh, okay.
And that as soon as you created another extra dimensional space in an extra dimensional space, every part that constitutes yourself and your belongings are now going to be scattered throughout the planes. You will just cease to exist.
Oh. Well, if it was just scatter, at least we would survive not into a fire. No? And he's just look at everybody, not sure what he's talking about. He's just...
And then Ranjit kind of goes like, no, one finger would go there, and then the other finger would go there, and he just keeps going like this, and then your heart would go into the plane of fire, and then and he's like very specific as to where all these would go.
Like when you said your finger would go there and your other finger would go there.
Yeah,
I didn't know where you were going with that.
no, it's like your liver is going into the plane of water, and then this is going into space, and then etc.
Okay. So no other rope trick inside of the rope trick, right? So we're just gonna discard this idea. And I'm just going to turn towards like Carr and Mr. Quickhand and says,
you notice Carr is still on the floor like this.
Yeah. And your friend seems to be tired. He's not moving.
"Oh no, Carr!" And he's just like, he rises up and Carr, and he's just shaking him. Are you still paralyzed?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
I cannot help, Carr. I just have wooden nails.
That won't do.
I don't know, like special acupuncture or something.
With a wooden stake.
It's like
And then a
dwarven
nail.
acupuncture with nails.
I've heard of this. If you put it in his leg, and then one in his arm, and then one in his chest, I bet he'll start moving again.
While we're looking at it, yeah.
Turaslij crouches with the sandwich, and he kind of passes it in Carr's face, like, "Wake up, mate. Get up."
And you, Mr. Gildor, do you know anything about this paralysis? Perhaps you could assist us. Our friend, he seemed to have been bit by a giant spider. Do they have this in the Feywild? Giant spiders?
I don't know. Do they?
I mean, aren't you from there?
Yes. What can I roll to make sure I know?
My you would know like basic knowledge of like the area, right? Like you would know if there's wolves, you would know if there's bears, or if there's spiders,
Tigers. Oh my.
yes,
Like,
etc.
So you're gonna roll something?
It would be nature, if anything.
Okay, so our good friend Gebsby just gave La Fondation un Vexflé 10
$10, and he's giving you a +2 to your next roll, Mr. Quickhand.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Merci,
Nice.
Gabby Bay.
Thanks, Gabby B.
See?
Roll that knowledge nature.
Roll that funky knowledge nature.
Okay. So it's a 4.
So
Wow.
you have never seen a spider before. You actually don't even know what a spider is. And you assume this is something new to Faerun.
So what is this? It's like what? It's like little rocks. It's. Can you describe me this spidery?
You don't know what a spider is. You really must be living under a rock.
No spiders live under rocks.
Yeah, they will be
You would have seen
squished.
one.
If it's poison, maybe we can just assist. I don't know. Let's check if we could help a bit.
Yeah, if everyone does a communal medicine check,
We'll
you
try.
can figure out how to help Carr.
Turaslij's medicine check is poking him with a sandwich.
I'm getting my nails. Just a second. And my hammer. I've got a 13, so the nails are probably, and he's looking at everyone, probably the best option.
So everyone else's idea sounds like murder. Everyone like
We just massage him a bit.
Turaslij is just
Sandwich
like
in the face.
sandwich in the face. Maybe if we eat his leg, he'll start moving.
What? You don't like mayo?
And the best idea that everyone can come up with is acupuncture.
Yeah.
Nails.
So Bhalmir,
Yes.
do me another medicine check,
Okay.
and your companion will give you advantage.
Okay.
Meaning Ranjit will be actually telling you where to put nails into Carr to stop the poison.
God damn.
And he's just like, okay, just a second, don't move, Carl.
You can see.
Carr, how much hit
You can
points
see.
do you have?
20!
Oh,
Ooh.
Perfect.
Nice.
Okay, so
Still.
this is operation is gonna take at least a dozen nails, and you take at least 5 hit points of damage. But
Is he moving
But-
yet?
by hitting the right places at the right time, your mobility has been restored to your body.
You know, this is actually, you know, people do a lot of medieval fantasy medieval stuff, but this is actual medieval stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
bleed
bleed him.
Bleed the poison out,
Let's
and he'll
bleed
be
him.
fine after.
So half of it you think is because the bad blood come out, and the other half is because the stimulus of pain probably snapped you back.
Yes, we're getting rid of the bad humors.
I think we need to poke a hair inside too.
Everyone tells you that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's what people used to do when you get bite by a savage dog or a. It's
This
old
is a
medicine.
spider.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Whoa. Well, that was an experience, huh? Thank you, friend. I seem to have been revitalized.
Oh,
He's reborn.
Dwarven medicine always work, eh? And he's just like kicking like Turaslij with his elbow.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the massage.
Oh, by the way, I'm Carl Lunabane. Nice to meet you. And he's walking to Gildor with his hand extended.
From across the room.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm
Car's totally
Gildor.
the kind of person that would open a door for someone who's still 20 feet away.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Pleasure.
All right. So how long do we have in before this?
The
this
procedure,
thing?
yeah, the procedure took quite a bit of time. So you have like another 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes. Would you mind hanging for 10 minutes? I need to catch my breath. And you see like he's bleeding from all over. Like, he's on the verge of dying.
I'll consider at the end of all this, everyone has a short rest.
Okay.
So everyone you can spend your hit dice if you need. If you can restore spell slots, you may restore spell slots. Anything that would trigger at the end of a short rest, you may have.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
During that
maybe...
time, I'm still gonna cast Prayer of Healing for 10 minutes and regain 2d8 plus 12 HP. And everyone around me can regain also 2d8 plus 8. 2d8 plus 12.
All right.
We had leveled, so I don't remember.
We leveled up? Did we?
Yes, everyone should be at level 5.
5, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
because
yeah.
No,
You're right. It's done already.
so,
I'm at level 4.
oh well, do it. You're good now, so you're able to do it like while the DM is doing this stuff.
Yeah.
So anyone who listens to my prayer gets that's 11 plus 12, 23 hit points.
All right.
So, I love Disciple of Life.
Okay. Well past my half, so that's
Okay.
good.
So while the 10 minutes are going, in a panicking mode, he's gonna drop everything from his bag on the floor, trying to search, and he's hoping that Mr. Quicken and Turaslij are looking in their bags or something, like trying to find an idea to get out of the smoldering flames on their and everything is done in the panicking voice. So while this is going, wow, I don't have a lot of stuff that can help us.
Nope.
Well, you can explain to me what's happening outside. Maybe I can help a bit. And maybe we can do something together after that. Then
I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah, we can.
But this represents the box that you're in.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're just in a very small corridor. There would be on either side. Oh, that is a terrible color to be pinging at.
Yeah, who took white? White.
Just before everyone goes next to this corner, don't go near that corner, please.
Why is that? Oh.
Because I've been here 3 weeks.
Oh, and it just sees like some flies going. I get it now. I won't go there.
I used to think that was my corner. You know.
We can all have our corners.
A man's got to do what a man's got to do. Huh?
Okay. So the only thing I have right now, it's our rope. I don't know how it's gonna hold outside. I don't even know if we can get out outside. Well,
Well, you saw the flames, so they were going up the hole.
Maybe I can help a bit. Like I said, I can teleport myself 30 feet away from somewhere, and maybe I can.
Can you bring someone?
I don't know. It's up to the god.
If you have a blanket, I
gods.
suggest you pee on it.
Only
That's
the
you.
gods, though.
That's you, Sean. That's you, Sean, the god.
It is. You'll know when you do it.
God!
Oh.
You-
I don't know.
If you want to know in character, you can make me a roll.
Oh, I can.
It would be an Arcana roll
Delicious Arcana roll.
because it's a magical ability.
Okay. And while... Oh, I need to check that out.
God,
All right, so
that's my game now.
so while everyone is kind of figuring out stuff, Turaslij says, if you have a blanket, I suggest you pee on it now or get burned. And he takes his bedroll, he urinates on it with his lizard folk penis.
Excuse me, Mr. Turaslij.
Cloaca. I don't know.
Mr. Turaslij. There's 3 buckets of water just behind you.
I was gonna say.
I'm sorry. I'm very good at survival, not observation.
And Gildor, you have no idea. Just FYI, you have no idea if it would work that you could bring someone with you.
Because he got a 2. But
Yeah.
nobody told you that. I don't know.
No one told him how his abilities work.
No, and it's not
He just uses them.
All right, so I put additional water on my bedroll,
And I'm gonna... Bhalmir's gonna
which
follow.
I wrap around myself.
Bhalmir's
Ranji
gonna
does
follow.
the same. He takes out a
everything.
bedroll and he dunks the water on top of it and rolls himself, just kind of wrapping it.
Mr. Ashcroft, you can create water, right?
I can create fog, lad. I cannot create water. And I don't think it will hold a lot, but I will try to do it when we go outside.
Well, Ranjit, you can create water, so why don't you make it rain on me?
And Ranji's like, well, okay. And
He's gonna put his bedroll on around
he produces a very small amount of water on top of you. It's like a mug of water at a time when he does it.
Well,
So-
that's interesting. All right.
That's interesting.
Did you want more?
Wet it.
I'll do another one. And you see, it's like you just got a splash on your head. Now you have a splash on your shoulder.
Okay. So, all right, boys, our time is almost up.
Yes.
As you say that,
Get ready to run.
I assume like in Star Trek Into Darkness when they're ready to get ejected from the
Oh yeah.
so I just crouch down with my wet blanket over me, ready to fall and roll and start running.
As you were saying, it's about time. The extra dimensional space actually starts shrinking, and it shrinks very slowly at first, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's happening!" And then all of a sudden, like 2 meters of the roof of the ceiling just go whoop, and it's like gone. Everything is gone. You are now all suspended above the forest floor. And what's immediately apparent in everyone's mind in that one moment is there's no flames. Because what Bhalmir didn't know is that he didn't light any of the wood on fire. He lit only the spider webs, which bursted in a huge ball of flame and lasted for maybe a minute. And so for the whole time you were panicking, it was safe to go out. There's a bit of charred wood everywhere. The ground is charred a bit. Everywhere that there were spider webs was charred, but nothing actually kept on fire. And now you're all falling 60 feet from the air. Make me all a dex save.
Yay.
Okay.
No.
Where's-
Turaslij, you prepared yourself. Do it at advantage.
All right.
Oh, Dex.
I'm in the danger zone.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh,
Nice. A good
Nice.
20.
Oh, we have a 19, a 18, and a 20.
And a 6.
Oh,
Six.
no!
Perfect. Okay, so Turaslij,
Yeah.
you take no damage. Just absolutely
Stop,
none.
drop, and roll.
I forget what the ruling is for how much feet per damage, but
1d6 per 10 feet.
Yep.
oh snap.
This is
Yeah, that's what the legs do.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone else, hold on.
hurt.
Okay, so Gildor and Bhalmir, you take 17 damage from falling. And Car, well, you take 34.
Car, you end up as gazpacho.
I fall. I faint in midair.
Ragdoll.
I wasn't ready.
This just come.
And I just fall flat on the floor. I am unconscious at minus a lot.
Because I fell on you.
You've just like Turaslij did like the barrel roll as he fell, and then
And not a
landed.
3-point landing. Not
and then landed and just like he's fine. And then the other two did the hero landing, but they're like, my joints hurt. You just went like full belly flop, right?
total ragdoll.
Yeah, just
Leaves a
Like
mark
your,
on the
your torso
floor.
fell on your legs.
and
Ouch.
let's
Hey, it's a ragdoll.
This is-
okay.
so you're lucky.
Maybe there's some little accident sometime. Maybe.
I think I saw your leg over there.
Here it is.
So
I was gonna eat it, but
you're
I
at 0
won't.
hit points. I'm not gonna roll initiative, but do me a death save. I assume you're at 0.
Oh, I'm at minus stuff.
Yep.
So,
Yes, you're at 0. Unless you're at minus.
Oh, it's a fail.
Sebastian is always the one doing death saves.
Yeah.
That I notice.
Yep.
Um,
So I rolled a 7.
My
okay.
arm.
Everyone is now notices that Car is on the floor unconscious next to you, and you see he's bleeding out.
Yeah. There's a puddle of blood just.
All right. I take my wet blanket off me and I set it like under his head. I'll do a medicine check to assess the situation.
Sounds good.
Oh,
And I break his neck. I rolled a fail.
You go
he
and
needs a
assess him,
pillow.
and you look at him, and he's like, "Yep, he's dead." Like, there's no it's not that you went and tried to fix him. It's you were trying to assess him, right? He was like, "Yeah, I've seen creatures in this state before. They die." That's the way.
I take out my cutlery and I
Process.
start sharpening it.
What
I love this.
What are you doing? And he's just comes crawling
By the way,
towards Car.
Ranjit casted Tenzo's floating disc and rode it like a skateboard down.
That motherfucker.
I would have made him cast Featherball, except I gave him no spells that I thought were useful. So he doesn't have it.
Oh, Oh,
He can
no.
fireball his way down.
He doesn't know fireball. He knows no attack spells.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No, he's a con man, so he's
He's a
using
con
yeah.
artist. All his things are for con artist reasons. Running away, hiding, all those things, changing the appearance of stuff.
He's awesome.
Yeah, so each of you can roll also a medicine check.
Okay.
And Renji will roll one as well.
oh,
Yes.
I got an
Yes.
18.
Gildor!
I got a 7, so I'm still crawling, and I.
In yours.
Gildor, you know exactly what to do.
Right.
He's bleeding. You put pressure on the bleeding, and he stabilizes.
put pressure on the
And
bleeding,
you're
and I'm
like-
opening the wound, checking to see how deep
and,
it is.
and you get like a stump, and you put it like at his neck, so that he's like a little suspended. You
Oh.
make sure that his tongue isn't gonna get like swallowed either. Like you move his head.
On the side,
Yeah, and so now, Car, you're stable.
and I'm
Yay.
slapping his face. Mr. Carr, Mr. Carr, are you with us? Are you with us, Mr. Carr?
No, I'm not. I'm 0.
He's talking. He's talking.
And
Oh, do I roll a d4 to see how long I'm gonna be out?
yes, do
All
so.
right. Good roll. Low roll. Yes. 1 hour.
Perfect. And Ranjit comes up to you, and he casts a spell called False Life.
Oh!
Oh, that's good.
And you come to consciousness, and you know that you shouldn't be awake right now. It's like you have the biggest headache ever,
So it's like an adrenaline shot, basically.
Yeah!
basically. So he's just you're up, but you shouldn't be, and everything hurts.
Oh. How much?
You have 0 HP
Mm-hmm.
right now until 1 hour passes, then you'll have 1 HP. But you have let me roll it. It's a D4 plus 4. You'll have 6.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Car gets up. Like,
And as you sit up from the surge, Turaslij is kind of surprised. He extends his claw to get you up. Says, "Oh, I see you're a fighter."
And
well, what you say I am? Oh,
It's-
everything hurts, and he's like,
That's how you know you're alive.
"Oh, I guess so. You're right. You are right."
Pain makes you know you're alive. Otherwise, and he just drifts off.
So
Oh.
you guys are now out of immediate danger. There is no fire. There are no spiders in sight.
There are burnt spider corpses, right?
There are 2 that look perfectly cooked.
ooh,
Sweet. Rations it is.
interesting.
Now I'm the one with a giant spider leg over my shoulder.
And what's those things with 8 legs? Oh,
They ain't lobsters, that's for sure.
They're spiders.
That-
Those things.
oh,
That's a spider.
oh, that's a spider. Beautiful. Look at the color. Oh, that's wonderful.
Don't touch them.
Look at the color. They're all charred black.
Yeah.
It's the best flavor.
So, while a friend over there is making a meal, can you tell us where were you going? In Faerun, because you're kind of lost and you're kind of small like us. Those trees, they ain't tall, well, small.
what you immediately notice is that you seem to be the size of an ant. And the trees around you are like tales out of legends, like the world tree Yggdrasil, but every tree is Yggdrasil around you. They're huge.
So
gonna heal.
zoom out like of every tree around, and
Yeah.
you're a small team of heroes inside burned corpses of spiders everywhere.
I mean, if we were doing this right, I guess you would fall and catch the air currents anyway.
Yeah.
Take less fall damage. Let's forget that for now. Rules is written D&D.
Yeah.
We have mass, okay?
Yes, you
We
have
have
the
our normal
same,
mass.
You have the normal mass, just the size.
Well, actually, if we fell 60 feet and we're the size of an ant, we fell 1,000 feet.
Yeah, but if you're the size of an ant, you'd fall on the ground and keep walking. So,
Yeah.
True.
I digress.
Yeah, no, it's 60. Was it 60 normal feet or 60 of our feet?
It's 60 feet of ant feet.
Of
So
your
it's,
feet.
it's about like a foot high, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We fell that high. And it hurt like hell.
You don't have an exoskeleton. What can I say?
Yeah.
Like you guys don't.
Okay, so
Why were we here again? It was like the enigma on the pedestal. And
yeah.
we came
We were
here.
looking for
It's been a
some-
month
not
since
one
we
for-
checked the notes. Just
I'm
a
not one
second.
for notes.
We
Don't have any
we
paper
were
on
looking
me.
for some kind of pit. And
Yeah.
if we found it, we were too far.
Oh, I got the thing over here. Just a second. I have my notes. Where's my rucksack? Oh, it's over here. So, first we found that altar over there in the cave, and it said, present that which breeds, consume, yet it's never alive. We flamed the thing, and we were small. Now, next to it, well, we rustled around the cave, we came back to the stairs, and we found another plate on the stairs that you read, you Turaslij, and
Yeah.
made no sense at all for you, but it was written to find that which lasts eternal. First, you must travel in the land reversal, follow the path past the gnarled tree and tar, enter the forest, and you've gone too far. In a hollow you may find familiar, present life's first breath. On something familiar, don't be surprised at what you may find. Treasure and beauty was all left behind. Only with the flame renewed can you end this ancient food. That's about it. I don't need that
You're
pepper
You're
anymore.
starting to sound. Swedish.
Only a
Hey.
little.
I suffer from the same sickness as all these other NPCs. Like that tongue that you can't hold, that's my accent. I can't hold it.
So yeah, that sums it up pretty much. You were following the clues of this writing.
Well, everything in Faerun is in clues.
No, not really.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
This is
we
pretty
don't like
exceptional
our-
for what I've been through.
So now that we are in Faerun,
Yeah, yes, you are.
Yes.
you're
Yeah, you are.
you're
Yeah, you are. And you're a light, and you're a light, and you're here in Ferron.
Well, you're too. I mean, I don't know. It's a kind of a salute in Faerun.
You're,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
in Dwarven.
Oh yes,
Yes,
in Dwarven.
in Dwarven, you said yar. And it's like, hey, yo. So
I say oi.
I say oi and I say
Say oi.
yor.
This is never
You
going
are
to
all
end.
weird. Where I come from, it's smash.
Where I come from, it's great success.
Great success.
All right.
How? Okay, so how many rations can I take out of these spiders? These spider
One for
carcasses?
each leg.
Oh, God.
Nice.
8 ration. And
There's 2 spiders.
can we all
Alright.
eat those things, or it's just Turaslij with his like hiring belly?
No, everyone could eat this. They are cooked.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can pick through.
And you would have to eat it like one would eat a lobster.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you open it up, and then the innards are semi-solid, so they're like almost like Jello. If you could cook Jello, it's not meat. Jello,
Oh, so it's spam.
pretty much.
No, it's like, you know, when you open a can of cat food, there's that little jelly.
Oh yeah,
It's just jelly.
it's just jelly.
Not gravy, it's jelly.
Okay.
There's like little solid bits here and there, and parts that are a little bit like look like muscle fibers, but it's mostly jelly.
So, if I'm looking at the paper right now, well, I guess those are the gnarled trees, and there's somewhere around here there would be some tar. Does someone see tar around here?
I see car.
I see car also. Car, do you see tar?
You could all make a perception check.
Ranjit has a sitar.
Oh my god.
Guys.
Oh,
So perception.
9.
60.
9. 9.
I'm too small, I don't see shit.
14.
Okay. No one but Turaslij sees in the distance just like black. Not You don't know it's tar. You just see like black in the distance, which is very synonymous with all the charred stuff that's around you. So you're like looking charred tree, charred thing over there in the distance, black puddle, like like it all looks normal to you. You're like,
We're looking for black stuff, and there's black stuff all over. There's black stuff over there, there's black stuff here. What are we looking for?
Well, I think
You said there's black stuff over there. I say we go over
Over there.
All right.
Well,
So let's see what's over there.
is there a city near here?
what?
A city? A village?
We're on an island.
Yeah,
There's
We're on an island.
my ship is not too far away, actually.
yeah, he thinks he's the captain. Don't tell him about it.
Captain.
So if I go with you, can you bring me to a village after?
Well, yeah.
Can we go get the man to a village, Captain?
Yes, we can, Mr. Ashenkrag.
Yes, we can.
So let's go on with the black stuff.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna follow you from behind.
you know, if you keep going forward on the trail that you were going to, you should get to where Turaslij saw, which would be a giant tar pit. It won't take very long, maybe half a day's walk.
All right. So half a day. All right. And it was what time was it? It was morning. So we would get there by a little after midday.
I'm actually pretty sure it was getting close to nighttime. So it would now be getting to like morning/afternoon by the time you get there. Because you guys haven't taken a long rest yet. So, yes.
All right.
Okay, would it be a good time to take a pause?
Sure.
Yes.
Why don't
Yes.
we?
I have to dry my bedroll.
Okay, yeah.
There's too much piss on it. Maybe you should dry it out.
It sterilizes.
It's okay.
That's not how that works.
So, Mr. DM, do we take a pause and just roll the video?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right,
Okay.
so everybody at
break.
home, we're just going to show you a short video explaining, this... c'est quoi une fondation en anglais? Je sais même pas si c'est la même
Foundation.
chose.
A foundation.
C'est la même chose?
Same word, right?
Same word. So, a
Absolutely not.
foundation.
Foundation.
Sur un bec soufflé. And it's to promote this foundation. So, that's about it. We're going to go back. And we're back!
Yes. And welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So,
Wrong game.
you all decide to walk towards where you presume the tar pit is. If there is no interruptions on your part, you guys get there without any problems. You navigate the very long blades of grass with relative ease, and eventually get to the edge. And as you're getting closer, there's this sulfurous smell that gets stronger and stronger. And you now find yourselves in front of what looks to be a lake of tar. It is
Okay.
bubbling, it is black, it smells horrible.
What's the paper it says? Next, it says, past the gnarled tree and tar, entered the forest, and you've gone too far. In a hollow, you may find familiar, present life first spread. Are we killing babies again?
Again?
Whoa!
I don't.
Again?
So we need to find a hole.
Yeah,
So,
I was talking about baby spiders. What did you guys understood?
if you all want, you could make a perception check at this point at the edge of the lake of tar.
11.
Crit 25.
14.
Okay, with an 11 and a 14, you see nothing but the giant trees everywhere around the tar pit. With a 25, in the distance, there looks to be like, because it's far, it looks like a small rock, but there looks like there is a small cave all the way at the other end of the tar, on the other bank.
Oh.
And it looks similar to something you've seen before.
And you only see the scene where Bhalmir is like, the guys are looking around, and he's just pulling on car and says, look.
Yeah, and he draws your attention, and you all kind of squint, and everyone who's seen the cave that you were in before, they're like, huh. And you can kind of picture like a little totem pole, like a little statue. You're not sure exactly what it is, but there's something in front of the cave, like a statue of some sort.
Is it the same cave?
I don't.
Well, that's pretty fucked up.
I don't know. Never
What?
been to that cave. It's not the same for me.
Well, I have the Wanderer skill. Well, it's a feature.
Yeah.
Or would I know because of this feature? Well, I know my orientation and the layout of the land where I set foot. Would I be able to say, well, this is different because the other one is back there? And
Yes, absolutely. It is almost common sense at that point. Also, you're very small, and that is very small, but relative to you, it's a cave size as to when you were bigger. You're sort of like, with all this information given, that is not the same cave.
Okay.
But it looks almost identical.
Okay.
And of course, you don't know more than that. You're not in front of it. You're really far away. Just the silhouette of this cave looks like the silhouette of the other cave.
Oh, don't worry, guys. It's not the same. So
Yeah, the other one is back there, and that's, well, it's our size.
All right,
It does make a lot of sense. How
if you say so.
Don't worry.
how wide is the tar pit?
Yeah, can we get over there, or can we walk?
Walking on the tar.
Not walking next to it, or is it like literally in? Yeah, where is it?
I
Is it
spread
on
my toes
land,
and
or
walk.
is it like can you turn around the tar pit?
It looks like it's on the other end of the tar pit. And you're not sure if the tar continues behind it or not, because all you see is tar, mound.
Oh.
Tar.
And there's no going around the tar,
You can try going around, sure.
right? What do you guys think, Mr. Quickhand?
Mr. Muted
Oh,
Quick
yeah.
Hand.
Mr.
Yeah.
Muted Quickhand.
The
Yes,
gods decided
sorry.
that you were silent.
We're silent. The god decided that we're silent. So, thinking fast like this, maybe we could just step and check around if we can access this cave. Maybe I can teleport myself and throw you some rope or something you can access from the side, or
Yes.
there's some information that need to be processed with this. So we need to go further away and from the side.
Maybe there's someone left. If someone went there, they have a mean to get to the island. So,
And as you say that, you
Okay.
see a leaf fall from the tree above you. And the leaf goes really slowly, just and lands right on the tar. And strangely doesn't sink.
that thing doesn't
So-
sink.
So we can
Well,
use
it's like a boat.
as a boat. I'm good with boats.
I feel like home.
Are you a sailor too, Mr. Quickhand?
No, not
Oh.
a sailor.
Let's go get a boat.
I'm more used to land vehicle, not water vehicle.
See.
I'm not used to any vehicles.
But leaf vehicle, I saw that a lot in Feywild.
In the Feywilds.
In the Feywild.
So you drive a leaf.
Ba-doom.
Yes,
Is that electric?
yes, electric.
My friend said it's Nissan. He has one.
Your friend's name is Nissan, right? Oh,
Yeah.
How far did the leaf fall into the pit?
This particular leaf is like in the middle,
Okay.
somewhere like
So-
150 feet away. But the leaf is massive, and if you look straight up,
There's
it comes from the gnarled tree that you just passed.
Oh.
okay. So I'll start rummaging for leaves in the
Yeah.
tall grass.
Okay,
I will assist.
perfect.
and
So
find the,
one of you two can roll a survival at advantage.
I have 4 in survival. I think I should.
oh yeah, we should.
That's a
Oh.
10 nonetheless.
Okay,
Oh.
so you actually find quite a
Mhm.
bit of leaves,
Mhm.
and every time you get to the one, you go like, "Oh, there's a hole," and then you go to the next one, and you're like, "Oh, it's brown." And so you don't find any usable leaves that are in good condition.
All right. So I just stack them next to the edge of the tar lake.
Mhm.
Like no, in the edge of the land, like a surfboard.
Perfect.
All
And
right, so we had a good idea. I say we rest, think on it, and maybe the night will bring new ideas.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay,
We can use these leaves as shelter.
good idea.
True.
Any good plans, Mr. Turaslij, to where we should set up camp? You look like a good lad who know the place or, well, nature.
Well, I'm unfamiliar with this territory, but I can look around.
I don't know, I'm waiting for the dice to roll. Oh.
Yeah. Me too. No, that's just
don't
your
mind
bones.
me.
That's just your bones from landing badly.
Oh, that's what that noise.
Those were your ankles.
So, any good spot?
There would be another survival.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this survival normal 21.
Normal 20.
21. So you find in the nooks of the tall grass like an alcove that would serve as a place that is hidden from sight from even like spiders and other things like this that would be giant and huge at this point, but you think that this area would be safe for the night.
All right.
Okay. How do we do with this? Who sleeps? I think Carr should sleep first. He's in pretty bad
Definitely.
shape.
He's also a liability.
What do
Get
you
us
say?
killed.
Because he's bleeding?
Well, I'm bleeding too, and you don't see me bitching about it.
Well, you see, I don't need to sleep a lot, so I can protect the lot of you.
We just met you.
Yeah. I'm sorry to say that, Mr. Quicken, but I'm going to go with the scaly man with that one. We don't know you.
Well, I'm gonna go to sleep. Good luck.
I'm gonna go to sleep. What the hell just happened?
I don't know, that was weird.
Well, I entrust you with my life. Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Quickhand.
You know, I'll stay up. You rest.
Yeah.
All right. Just
Well, I'm not gonna go to sleep now. I'm gonna do a little bit of training before.
as you wish.
Right, so you guys are establishing an order of sleeping.
Yep.
I guess Turaslij, you're taking first watch.
First watch, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, the sun is still up, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna rest.
Okay.
Of course I am.
Yeah, you should probably take not the first watch, being at no hit points.
Whereas I'm almost full.
Yeah. So just wake me up, and
When
Before
September
you
ends.
go.
when September ends, that's when, well, Carr will be fully healed.
After 6 months, yeah.
So who's second watch?
I will be second watch.
Third?
He's gonna sleep at some time, I guess, because you're an elf or an half elf, I guess.
Yeah, man. I need 4 hours
Yeah,
of sleep
he has trance.
because dread.
Yeah, so like by that time, then you could be up for the rest of the duration, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go like that. Let me just roll to see if anything happens that night.
Okay.
Cool. Nice. So Turaslij,
Yes.
while you're staying watch,
Mhm.
You notice in the distance torches. And it's quickly apparent to you that these are lizard folk. Just 3 of them, just walking in the distance.
My size?
Yes.
Okay. Like
No. You're like, oh shit. No. They're your size and they're navigating the tall grass with relative ease.
Yeah.
And they look like they're scavenging for food, as you might expect, just collecting things to bring back to their tribe.
Okay. I make sure my bag is stowed really far into the recess, and that the legs that are sticking out of it aren't apparent. So I'll just kind of crouch in the darkness with my my long bow at the ready. So I guess I'll stealth.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a crit fail.
Nice.
Rolled a 5 with a
you,
4 bonus.
You stealth, and you basically you like come out of the hut, and you're like, I'm gonna stealth behind this rock, and all of a sudden the rock goes like, and the whole area moves, and you're like just standing perfectly still, and the whole like front moves with sand, comes down.
Yeah.
And now you're in front of 3 lizard folk. And they look at you like, who are you?
Who are you?
I asked first.
I don't care.
And then you see the other 2 in the back kind of just do this with their arms. Neither do we.
Well, that's good then. Keep going.
And the first one, make a persuasion.
16.
What do I counter a persuasion with? Insight?
Do
usually,
insight. You can do insight or more.
Okay.
Or it could be reverse persuasion, kind of like fighting.
Yes. They're like, right. And then they just walk away. Just really slowly, just like, yeah, all right. And they just resume what they were doing, looking for like little carcasses of bugs and like grubs and shit. Yeah. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
C'est pas ça.
Wow.
And the rest of the night goes on without much notice. Gildor, Quickhand, what you notice in front of you is, because you're just staring at it, it's like the morning dew is accumulating, and slowly a pool of water forms in front of you guys. And a couple of small critters gather to the puddle and just fall asleep. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That is all that happens. They just get there, they get to the water, they take a sip, and then just kind of like clunk down, fall asleep. And by the time morning comes, they have woken up and already scattered. Thank you, Xenother's Guide to Everything. Random encounters!
All critters.
Double doors, please.
Yeah.
Wow. That was
not as deadly as you might think.
No.
Everyone gets the benefit of a long rest.
Yay!
Nice.
Everyone's like, yay. I'm like, okay. 2 more fighting spirits.
So I'm gonna go with
Axe and
everyone.
Surge.
Yeah, I get it back, but I don't have a counter, so.
And you can do it once per day, right? For now, so.
Yeah.
Yep. But we have 2 attack now.
All right.
And that is very disgusting as a fighter.
I love how that the puddle of water is a CR 5 to 10 encounter. Anyway.
That's
Hey,
fine.
could go awry.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saber-toothed tiger come to drink. Okay, I shoot it.
It's big. You're this big. It doesn't even notice you're trying to shoot it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys wake up. It is now morning.
Yes.
What do you do?
Well, I'm talking about a puddle and some critters.
Oh, yeah.
You just start describing the most majestic
All
thing
right.
you can think of. There's like a puddle of water that just slowly formed and like a rainbow happened around it. And then like all these little animals came up and like
These
drank
happy
the
little
water.
animals.
And yeah, exactly. And there's like little glitter kind of in the background as they're there, and they all kind of just fell asleep.
Yep.
Meanwhile, camera turns around like a quick pan, and I'm there cracking a spider leg, sucking out the juice,
Onto the breakfast scene.
just dangling from my mouth.
And then you see
Interesting.
another camera swing, and Bhalmir's doing the exact same thing, but he's more dirty. Full of beer.
Ranji just takes out a moist sandwich. And goes, you guys are weird. And starts
Yeah.
eating it.
You're weird.
Wow.
So, I think we shouldn't drink of that puddle.
Top of the morning to you all.
The puddle, now that it's morning and light has come to it, it's evaporated. It's like
okay.
none of it actually exists in front of you right now. It's just something that Gildor
Yeah.
experienced in the night.
Okay.
He's such a Feywild dude.
So, how are you feeling?
Who
Well,
talking to?
I'm talking to the other guy that was almost dead.
Oh, I'm
The
fine.
belly flap dude.
The belly flap dude.
The belly flop kid.
Captain Belly Flop Kid.
Never better. Good night's rest was all I needed. So, let's move on.
Yeah, so while you were all sleeping, there's two things. First, we could try to, rearrange the leaves that Mr. Turaslij found in a matter of a boat that is not going to sink. But I don't know if we need green leaf or brown leaves gonna work also. Otherwise, if we think we absolutely need green leaves, well, you need to climb up, detach a new leaf, and bring it down or just let it fall. Well, depends how crazy you are.
Well, that seemed a good idea. I think I'm gonna climb.
Hold on. We could also build a bridge. Carry leaves with us and build a bridge.
Build a bridge?
So,
Do you know how far is that?
not
As
the
you
best
say it, you know you'd have to take down like a quarter of the leaves of the tree, and the gnarled tree itself doesn't have many leaves, and they're kind of scattered everywhere. This would be at least a month's endeavor.
Well,
and then
this
by that
campaign
time,
just got a bit longer. Let's
and
stop
by
now.
that time, the leaves might rot or sink.
Never mind.
Sometimes the captain has weird ideas. Don't listen to him.
Yes, but it's ideas.
For a man so well versed in boats.
This guy. We're gonna be great friends, Gildor.
Oh, we're not friends already. Oh, God.
Oh, well, of course we are.
Well, time to climb.
I'm gonna just before you go, Gildor, I'm going to say a little prayer and guide you, so you have a D4 on your next check.
It's a D4.
It's a little oomph.
Are you fine to climb, Mr. Quickhand? I guess.
I don't know.
Why are your hands quick?
Good
Good question.
Ranjit was wondering this too. Why do they call you Quick Hand?
Oh, because of those. Like, you now see two spears coming out. Super
that-
fast.
That was very impressive. Do it again. Marvelous. Can I hire you one day? I have a very good idea to make us lots of money.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. I need money.
Next time we're in a village, come see me.
Perfect.
Okay. So, question still stands. Do you need help to climb, or are you fine? Do you have equipment?
Well, help is always needed. So yes, I will take your help.
Okay.
And just to make sure, I'm gonna watch that little sheet of paper in my hand with some stats on it. Well, I do indeed have a rope.
I do also, but I left the pythons.
Oh yes, I have pythons and a hammer and
Okay.
something to climb.
I think
Everything is in order.
Oh, that's fine. So I'm just gonna help you climb, well, the lower step, if you get my meaning.
Yes, yes.
So
So let's climb that shit.
let me just change that. Put you guys on this map. Ta-da.
All right.
Yay.
So you need an athletic. What you need?
What do you
For me to
need?
Yep,
climb.
so an athletic check.
With the
You are doing it with pythons?
Yep.
An
Okay.
hemp and rope, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't need to do it at advantage, but the DC has changed. So
Okay.
there you go.
All right.
And you can add a d4 to your.
Oh,
to your
yes.
Yeah, add a D4 because you are guidanced.
guidance.
That's
Guidance.
9. D4. Go with the D4. D4.
Carr is our guidance counselor.
Yep. Oh,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
It's a 19.
So you perfectly go, and as you're climbing, you're like putting in the pittons and then taking them out, and then keep going up. Eventually, almost an hour passes, but you get to a branch, and you don't need to be climbing anymore. You can just walk forward to get to a leaf. You are now in front of a leaf.
All right.
What do you do?
That sounds like a dangerous encounter. Better back off.
Yes. Roll initiative. The lead.
Roll leaf.
I will now cut the leaf
Okay, with what?
at his bottom with the tip of a spear.
The tip of a spear?
Jab, 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 jab.
So it's not pretty. It's not elegant. But you know you're doing work on this thing, and eventually, you keep hitting it.
I have hand axe.
No, you said spear. Now take backsies. You're just jabbing it with the end of the spear, and eventually, the weight of the leaf itself kind of cracks down, and then all of the leaf falls down, and there's just like this little like sliver that you need to just keep jabbing at to bring it down.
Do we see that?
Yeah, so you guys are following them up, and then you see them, and then you see one leaf go like,
And
and it's still stuck.
And I'm just looking up, and I'm talking to the other guy. Said, "Do you think he thought of something to just redirect the leaf not toward the tar pit?"
I was just thinking the same thing. I hope. I do. I do hope he catches it before it falls.
Let's just.
Gildor,
It might drag him.
what do you do?
Yes. Well, I will catch it with my hand before cutting up the
Okay, so
edge.
you're gonna hold it.
Yep,
hold
gotta
the leaf?
it. Yep.
Okay. You're gonna need to put your whole bicep around, and you only have like a quarter of this thing in your arm.
Go.
And you can maybe like chisel a handhold so that you have a better grip.
Oh.
So remember, you're the size of an ant,
Leaf is
What kind
and
of
there's a
ant?
leaf.
massively heavy.
Well, how high am I? What's the height?
Um, So picture the tallest building in the world right now.
Oh my god!
You're about halfway up.
So you're in
Oh.
Dubai.
Oh, yeah,
And
I'm in
Yeah.
Dubai.
You're Link in Breath of the Wild, and you're about to jump with your small leaf.
Yes.
Well, can I
Yeah!
yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to do that.
So you gotta
All right.
carve like handles. And you just go,
Is it? So you're gonna like carve handles in the leaf?
No.
okay. Well, that's sad.
Well, just check if I have.
Because you don't have any handles on the leaves. You cannot redirect the leaf, so you can fall in the tar pit and die.
On your first game.
Yeah.
I
Well,
will just leave the. How big is the leaf?
60
Like a
by
pickup
60
truck, right?
feet. Yeah, this is pretty big.
60 by 60, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. No, it's a folding boat.
It's a folding boat.
Oh,
Folding
it's
boat!
3 folding
It's huge.
boats.
It's huge, but it's a leaf.
It is a leaf. It doesn't weigh that much.
Yep. So I can leave a crowbar in the middle and just cut it and whoop, let it drop.
Well, your crowbar, yeah.
What's the crowbar doing? I'm lost.
Make a weight on the center. So the
Okay,
leaf
so you're gonna
can
put a
fall.
crowbar on the leaf.
Yep.
Okay, and then you're gonna cut the leaf, and in
Yep.
hopes that the weight of the crowbar will
Yes.
direct it
On the floor.
down.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm trying to grasp what
Okay.
you were trying to do. That's all. Yeah.
It's just a fucking
All right,
crowbar.
cool. So go ahead and make an attack roll on the last, because it's kind of like far away. You need to kind of hit the little strands. Go ahead and make an attack roll to hit the last of the leaf stem.
So it's a 13 for
13.
8.
13. You hit
8.
perfectly. It dislodges, and the leaf goes down some more. Your crowbar just starts falling.
Gonna just
All of you on the bottom.
For the crowbar.
They don't hear you. You're way too far.
What?
And what you guys now see is there's this leaf that is slowly falling. Like, and to the whims of the wind is moving left, right. Let me roll a d4.
4.
No.
And let us not forget this crowbar that's
Yeah.
totally Home Alone. Like a Home Alone brick.
What's that black spot incoming toward us?
You guys are lucky. So you guys are standing, like, I assume, like in a row.
Yeah, we're just like,
Yeah, yeah, totally. It's
Okay.
funnier that way.
It's just like car, and then Turaslij,
Yeah.
and then Bhalmir, and then right in front of you, all three of you, just this crowbar comes railing down and hits right in front, and all you see is like it perfectly planted itself in the middle. And you're all just like, what? Like, you have no idea, like, why is there a crowbar falling? It didn't hit any of you, but it left a small crater in front of you.
That could have
think-
killed us.
I think the moon is trying to tell us something. He's gonna pick up the crowbar and just stash it.
Okay.
I'm readying my shield for the next item that's falling.
The leaf continues to fall and does not end up in the tar pit.
Yay.
It is on the floor. You guys can go pick it up.
Yay!
All right,
I go to
fellas.
it.
I'm gonna go down the tree and take down with take back my python and my Hampton rope, and go to the guy and says, "Did you see a crowbar falling somewhere?"
That was
Well, that was the leaf, but yeah, that was me.
The leaf?
Yeah, I did, and I picked it up. Thought it was a sign from the heavens.
It's not a
Well,
sign from the heaven, it's a sign from this idiot.
Well. Let's not be calling names.
And he's just like grumbling with his hammer and his nails. He's like, let's make a blah, 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 blah.
Well, well, you see, you still got your leaf.
Yep. So I guess by the time he took to come down the tree, we would have been able to.
You would have already been able to be at the leaf and modify
nail
it
little
should
seats on
you
it.
want.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
make some
We'll
I
make
don't
a boat out of this leaf.
paddles, I guess, with
Mm.
leafy
we're gonna-
form paddles. Yes.
You you find like there's like little bristles on the leaf itself, like little
Oh, okay.
hairs,
Mhm.
right? And if you cut them off and like shape them with maybe some like other things that you find around, like little twigs and whatnot, you could probably make some paddles out of it,
Oh, okay, cool.
impromptu.
Okay.
That's what we would
Right.
do. Yeah, like paddles and stuff, and make it able. Well, fold some of the. Wow, I don't even know those words in English. Well, some of the shape of the leaves in order to fold them and to make
Yeah.
the leaf more like boat-like leaf.
Yeah, so you fold the leaf
We're folding it like
origami.
Yeah.
like a paper boat.
It's a paper
Yeah.
boat but made of a leaf.
Yeah, there you go.
So we have a boat made out of leaves.
Just for fun. Let me look at a character sheet. What would you roll to like craft this?
It's
Crafting, it would be
Yeah.
perception, no.
Given the size, it would be strength based.
It would definitely be strength based if you're just folding it.
yeah, I can
I
fold
guessed athletics.
athletics, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll athletics.
I can assist.
I have a 16.
I'm gonna
I just have a
ask
12.
Saloon for guidance. And let's see.
Okay.
And it's terrible. I rolled a 3.
It's okay. With a 19, you guys managed to just make a very crude looking boat out
Okay.
of this leaf.
If
Right? You
there's
fold
no
the leaf.
if there's no hole in there, that's fine.
Yep.
You make a very crude looking boat out of a leaf.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Am I helping or I'm down? I'm down the tree.
By the time you come down, they have already folded this
Okay.
leaf into a shape that looks not entirely unlike a boat.
And you-
Not entirely unlike.
Whoa.
And what do you think? What would Gildor Quicken think of our heart? Like what we did with our craft?
Well, definitely. I love the texture. I love the color. And you see, you fold this side like a little magic tingle, and you had there what you had there is in the paddle. That's beautiful. You know, there's no mistakes. They're just little accident you can make, and that paddle is wonderful.
And you see,
All right,
it has small friends.
And you see on the side the small boat, like mini leaves, friends. Bang. Wow.
Yep.
So,
Did I tell you the story about the little puddle that formed in the morning?
they're just like, and while he's saying that, we're just like paddling, and it's just they're going off screen.
So you guys put the leaf on, it floats fine. And the first thing you notice is that it's not like paddling a boat at all. You put your thing in, and it's kind of like it just sticks there, and you're like, and then you're like, you kind of have to like work together, like 4 people shimmering it up, move the leaf forward, bring it down, and then unstick each paddle, and then go forward, and it gets it's like super sticky, and then you have to go, and then so progress is slow.
Okay, well, at least it's progress.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sing some kind of sea shanty to keep us on the beach.
Yes, perfect.
Yes, what have we learned from 2021?
Yeah.
Sea
Sea
shanties
shanties.
and how they work.
Okay. So it's gonna take a while.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Where's the sea shanty?
And
I don't
everyone
Yeah.
make a
What
con
else?
save.
Let's make a
con
con.
save.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh,
at
no.
those.
Well, I failed. I have a critical fail, and I have a 4.
I rolled a
12.
16.
12.
19.
19? Okay. Bhalmir, halfway through like rowing, like you're listening to the sea shanty and you're like, yeah, this makes sense. And then all of a sudden you take a deep breath and you just start puking. Just non-stop puking. And you're out for the count. You are poisoned and you don't feel well enough to keep rowing.
And
no.
well,
So
I-
progress gets even slower.
really? But I'm vomiting. So aren't we going faster? Like, am I pushing?
Unfortunately, you're vomiting forward, and
not
they're
zero
rowing
gravity
backward.
here.
So you're just kind of like. It's not zero gravity.
So I grab his paddle.
Yeah. Other than that, everyone
see
else
my
feels a
veins
little
through my
queasy because it smells bad.
Yeah.
But you guys are all right.
Yeah.
So he's just on all fours, just vomiting.
Overboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Overboard.
It's not that it smells bad. It smells different.
It smells real bad.
We don't say bad. We say different.
And it takes so long that it's now nightfall, but you make
Oh
it.
my god!
You make it right in front of this cave.
All right.
And I'm on the front of the boat,
Still puking.
still puking, and I'm just crawling on all fours. Oh my god! Let's get out of here.
I get next to him. I hold his hair.
And Ranjit moves his beard so that the puke doesn't get stuck in it.
Thank you,
And then I look
Ranjit
at
and
Ranjit,
God.
I say-
You're in
and I say,
Flens.
Couldn't you have put that disc on the lake?
Yes, I could have, but that would only transport me.
Fair point. Then you could have pulled us.
Unfortunately, no.
All right. I
Well,
have no
that's
idea how
fine.
that works then.
That's fine. Let's just get in the cave.
Well, the day seems to have taken a toll on you, my friend. Don't you want to rest a bit, or you think you're gonna be fine to get through the night? We don't know how long we're gonna be in this cave.
I don't know, Mr. Car. It's still up in my throat.
I don't know
Well.
how much time I will keep in this condition. Maybe the
Well-
god of this game can tell me.
Well, first, let's get you far away from that smell. And
It's not an indefinite state. You think after resting you'll be fine.
Okay. Like a short rest or a long rest?
Like a short rest.
Okay.
But actually have to dedicate time to short resting and not breathing in the fumes
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. So you
mm,
need to be in that cave, probably. To be away from those gases. Maybe, because we don't know what's in that cave.
No.
all right. Well, is anybody else feeling a little queasy, a little sick? If not,
No.
let's keep walking.
Yes.
All
Well,
right.
let's just keep that boat safe, please.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I don't like climbing trees, but just to be safe, we
So
can.
I try to pull it onto the
Yeah.
edge of the lake.
Bang. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and help him out to try to not tear the whole boat apart.
Okay. So you guys pull it in. It's not hard, it's not very heavy.
Mhm.
It's very sticky. And the tar kind of gets everywhere. You are now slightly blackened by being there. By
I
pulling
won't be
it back.
seen by the predator.
Yes, yes. And now you stand in front of a very familiar looking cave with a very familiar looking totem in front of it.
Oh,
And Car and Turaslij come back and are in their gears completely covered in tar.
and he's just sitting near the wall of the cave, next probably to the totem, and he's just, well, I guess you got the boat out. You look kind of dirty.
Well, it's nothing. It's nothing that little. It's gonna drop. Nothing to worry about.
Well, that's fine then. While you
Think
were
of
out,
it as tight clothing.
and while you were out, I took a look-see inside. Well, just like on the edge of the cave. That's what I saw. What did I saw? What did I saw? See?
What are you looking at inside the cave?
Yeah, because I have dark vision, so I just wanted to
Yeah.
to look inside, like just outside the entrance.
Yeah, I don't know if you can actually see anything. Yeah, you should be able to see everything.
Well,
You
just
see
the,
everything in front of you.
Okay, so it's pretty
It
similar.
looks almost identical.
Okay.
There are little mushrooms on the side. There's this big hole.
Okay.
There's rocks a bit everywhere. There's no writing on any of the totems.
Okay. And the totem
On the
still
totem here.
look.
It's just the same shape. It's got the same figure on it.
Okay.
It looks a little bit like worn down over the ages or time.
This is a good way to reuse maps.
Yeah.
Yep.
You change size and you find the same cave.
So it's pretty much identical to the other one on the other side. So I think we can fairly say that there's probably an altar in there
And a skeleton.
and a skeleton
Yeah. And a chest.
and probably a chest.
Yeah. Let's not open the chest.
No. Okay.
All right. Oh, and maybe some tiny mushrooms.
There's
Don't
tiny,
go ne-
yeah, there's tiny
don't-
mushrooms.
Don't go near the mushrooms.
Yeah, don't need the mushrooms. Well, okay.
Turaslij turns around. What?
He's already eating them.
I don't feel my mouth.
Okay,
Nah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go next to the altar.
Yeah, I'm gonna
What,
follow.
you assume there's an altar?
Yeah, we assume there's an altar.
Yeah, I go where the altar would.
So
be.
you guys all like walk in, and
Yeah.
yes, it's very similar for all of you who were there already. First time seeing it, Gildor, you're like, wow, so majestic. There's all these rocks and stalagmites, and there is indeed an altar on the other corner. There is no chest, there is no skeleton, but you do see the altar in front of you. Again, candle, pedestal, same deal, but there's no writing anywhere.
Okay. Candles are still unlit.
Okay.
All right.
Just look.
Let's not light the candles right away.
No, let's just, look at the little paper I took. So it says, well into the forest, and ye've gone too far. In the hollow you may find familiar, well, it's quite frankly really familiar. And now it changes. So it says, present life, first breath, on something familiar. Don't be surprised at what you may find. Treasure and beauty was all left behind.
What?
And it ends with only with flame renewed can you end the ancient feud.
So we still have to light something on
Yeah, but
fire.
what is present life's first breath?
Present life first breath.
You seem like a poet a bit, Mr. Quicken. Maybe you have a more insightful idea about death.
Maybe, let me check.
And it should be on the totem. Something familiar would be the totem
Well, we cannot.
or the altar.
Can I have a slightly ideas what the breath can be?
Well, yes. Roll me a
Insight?
I was gonna say that, but it doesn't sound right.
So maybe intelligence? Or. Because it's normally wisdom insight, so it could be wisdom?
Let me just look at the. Yeah, maybe. Mm,
What else? Depends on of the nature
Okay,
of the
just-
enigma.
just-
So
describe to me how you want to figure this out, and I'll choose the appropriate roll for it.
okay.
What angle do you want to analyze this riddle by?
Mr.
Just
Quick.
by literally the word. Maybe
Okay,
just
by looking at the word literature, do me a history
Yeah.
check, like an intelligent.
we're all fighter here.
Perfect.
So
Oh.
12.
12.
Well, yep.
You know that breath and fire are sometimes used synonymously.
Mm.
Okay.
That's all you kind of get with that roll.
Which is why Turaslij has no idea what you're talking about.
So maybe the breath is the fire.
Yeah, well, we
Not a
did-
dragon, that's racist.
Well, we did try fire.
Well, I'm not talking about dragon here.
Uh, we did try fire, and that's how we got small. So I'm somewhat reticent to do it again.
Yeah, but maybe it's. Well, also, if we get bigger inside of this place, we're not gonna get stuck.
Yeah. So that's why I think the first familiar. Let me.
Maybe the
Me-
the totem outside.
Yeah. In a hollow. Present life's first. No, it has to be inside.
In a hollow, you may find familiar present life first breath on something familiar. Don't be surprised what you may find. Treasure and beauty was all left behind.
Yeah. Okay. We really do have to light these candles up. That's the only
Okay, we.
Well,
Let me be clear with you. If you want to be safe, I can lit the fire off and teleport myself really quick outside of the.
What about us?
You can wait outside.
Oh, okay, wait outside. I thought you should to light the fire and just bolt
No.
and we leave. In so,
yeah.
what's
Mr.
you?
Mr. Bhalmir. Mr. Bhalmir.
Sorry, probably some tar inside my hairs.
Oh, yes.
It is a good idea, my friend.
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? Yep. Let's go outside.
Here's a torch.
Thanks.
And
Yeah,
I'm
don't
going
bring the
to,
torch close to Car or Turaslij.
So you go outside. They're both lit into flames.
I'm just gonna step outside the cave.
Yeah, I'm stepping
Yeah,
out.
it's fine.
Okay.
So you're everyone but Gildor is outside. Let's just move you guys real quick. And now you're standing, Gildor, in front of the altar,
All right.
all alone. Your new companions are all outside.
Yep.
What do?
I'm lighting the candle.
Perfect.
I'm lighting the candle.
I'm
I like
lighting the
that.
candle.
Yes.
You light
I light
the
the candle.
first one. Nothing happens. There's two more.
I light the second.
You think you feel like something move, but after lighting the second one, it's probably your imagination.
Must have been the wind.
Probably those rats
It's been
again.
gas.
There is now just a central candle to light.
All right. Time to move.
So you like prepare yourself, and you're like,
Yes. Okay. Now I watch outside. Now I light.
And we're
I
just
light
like,
Indiana Jones moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And you light it, and you're ready to go,
Yep.
and nothing happens.
Oh.
But then right in front of you on the wall, a rock falls. Just one like, and behind that rock is a lever.
Oh. Okay, guys. There's a lever on the door. On the door. On the wall.
A lever, you say?
Not a liver. A lever.
A liver.
or liver. I found a liver.
Tasty.
I found the lever.
Tasty liver.
Okay.
Did I put it?
Pull it.
I will pull it.
I was just gonna say, I look
So-
at both of them, go, yeah, pull it.
Yeah. All right.
So
yeah.
you
Oh.
okay.
Oh,
There you go. You pull the lever.
Yep.
And the whole cave starts to shake. And the pile of rocks here
Yep.
falls down.
Oh.
The pile of rocks here
Oh.
falls
Oh,
down.
I think you should go.
And in fact, everywhere around you
Yep.
is starting to crumble.
Can I cast a spell?
Sure.
I'm casting long. Do I need to see first if I need to touch him or not? No, I need to touch you.
Need to touch you.
I
No.
need to touch. Okay, I will. Can I do something? Rope trick. No, I need to touch it
No.
again.
I will just use face step.
Okay.
Yeah, you can move 30 feet, which
Yeah.
like you can go like there.
Yep.
Okay.
Voila.
Okay, so you're like whoop, and You're like, I'm fine. And what you notice is that the whole cave, now that everyone's outside, is kind of reorientating itself, and all along here is now a staircase made of pristine marble. And it leads directly down, and there's like rubble of rocks and stuff on the staircase, but the staircase itself looks pristine.
Oh, fait que c'est la petite toune de la cathédrale dans Link to the Past. Okay.
Well, I think it's a good time to go to sleep, and maybe tomorrow we can go down these steps.
I'm right with you as I look at the moon.
Probably. He's just like wiping some vomit near his mouth, inside his beard.
Yeah.
Trying to see inside the cave with a mushroom.
Clean yourself up, Bhalmir. You
Yeah.
smell like...
Me?
Oh. I had a friend once. He smelled like...
What you smell like.
Smelled like.
Okay.
He says as he's covered in tar that smells of sulfur.
Was
You're like, you smell like farts. He smells like vomit.
yeah.
So-
Yeah, well, last thing he eat was spider legs, so.
Ouais, c'est ça.
And he puked it up.
That's true.
That's rough on a tummy.
It counts as you not having eaten today. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I will eat my dried meat.
Exhausted.
You know what's great about a spider leg is that it's the perfect ration because you have 3 sections.
Yeah.
3 meals.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I calculated it.
3 meals
put a
of
point-
Jello.
I
Yay.
put 0.66 on my rations.
All
Okay.
right, so I guess we're gonna just long rest.
Okay, sure.
For real.
Okay. Yeah. Long rest.
Long rest. Is there any people taking shifts, or are you all just gonna go to sleep? Or
I'm gonna take the first one.
I'm gonna take the second
Um,
one.
okay,
I guess I'll take the third.
yeah, and then the last one. Okay. Okay. On the third shift, bring it to Turaslij. Make a perception check for me. Also, I guess there's no torches on.
Well, but
So-
before all of this, since I took the first watch, do I have? Is the night sky clear?
Yes.
Do I have to roll something?
If it is your flaw, then yes.
All right, so let's say wisdom. So I rolled an 11.
You are charmed.
Yes. So I never wake.
You never
Uh,
fall asleep, but you also are literally charmed by the night sky.
Yeah. So second and third watch never wake up.
Oh.
Because I never go to wake
Yeah.
them up.
Okay, so you
I'm just like hypnotized by the moon.
Oh wow.
so there no other shifts happen.
No.
Yeah. We just sleep.
You don't notice anything other than you going, ooh, pretty stars all night.
That's exactly what's happening.
And then it's morning. You are out of your stupor. You haven't rested.
Nope.
So you
I rolled a 23 on my.
okay, so you're fine. You're not exhausted.
Yet.
Yet. But yeah, it'll be subsequently harder next time.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's fine. Everyone wakes up and goes like, "Hey, wasn't it my turn?" to go on.
Like,
Did you make a longer watch, Mr. Turaslij, or something? Wasn't I like the second watch? What happened?
I
I
just
don't know,
had
but I feel really rested.
I feel
I
also
just had
very
the most
wasted.
wonderful.
I have
night.
slept thoroughly.
Well, in the middle of the night, as I wake up from my trance, I just observe Mr. Carr just watching the sky all night long. Those beautiful spots appearing in the sky, black sky. Oh, that was beautiful. I sit
What
next
color?
to him.
How would you describe the color's name?
Oh, I say dreamy sparkle and
I like this one.
the sparkling brown of sparkling brown sugar.
I would have said something like a titanium white, or
White guy.
or I only have Van Dyke brown, but there were no brown.
Black tar.
Anyway,
And Bhalmir's just like,
I had a wonderful night, and I see, Gildor, that you did too.
Yes. I sit pretty much next to you all night.
You were charmed and looking at the stars, and then Gildor just sat next to you, going like, "This is so
Gildor-
romantic."
Gildor is basically a Labrador. He just sat there.
Yeah, he just sat there going like, "What are you looking at?"
yeah,
Oh, you're right. It is beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
You had a romantic evening.
Yeah.
It fits really well with your
We bonded.
We bonded.
yes.
Yes.
We bonded in silence.
Gildor went to go hold your hand.
That's why they call me Quick Hand.
Ah.
Around the back of my.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so what do you guys do?
Well, Bhalmir's not gonna say anything about that, and it's just gonna mumble to himself, and while he's packing his bedroll, got to take the stairs. Now that you look at the sky all night.
And I think it's a good idea to go down the step.
So, Mr. Carr,
Oh yeah, we should definitely see this where these stairs lead to. I'm curious.
all right.
It's gonna be
And so
an adventure.
you're all in front of the steps. Everyone make me a perception check.
As I finish off a spider leg.
Yeah.
23.
22.
18.
18. And 18 for Turaslij. You all get to the steps, and you all clearly notice there are footprints going down. And the rubble has been moved away a little bit. And that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
Oh,
Bum, bum, bum.
As Kai's chewing on some piece of jerky, like, you're not alone.
and that sandwich is really moist.
He's
So moist.
so nice.
Is that
Take all the flavor in.
Remind me.
Taste all 900 flavors. Savor it.
What do you? That's fava beans and Chianti, dude.
Okay, so we'll call it a night. Thank you all for coming and watch us do some stupid stuff. And thank you, Sean, for the game.
stupid.
It's not
You're
stupid.
very welcome.
It's awesome.
Don't forget.
Let's say it's different.
Don't forget to follow us on our different media.
Yes.
which is here on YouTube and also on Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram as well.
Yeah.
And don't forget, until the end of March, we're donating to Bec Soufflé. So feel free to help out this new foundation that helps immunosuppressed and the immunosuppressed people of the world. Well, of Canada, Quebec mostly.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got
Bye-bye.
there. Ciao.
Bye.